So we begin this morning with the about face by President Trump on how to address the influx of illegal immigrants and asylum seekers crossing into the U.S. from Mexico. On Thursday, White House aides reportedly had suggested illegal immigrants should be sent to so-called sanctuary cities in Democratic strongholds. But the White House said it quickly dismissed the proposal. On Friday, however, President Trump embraced the idea. Steve Dorsey is at the White House this morning. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. The White House had told reporters the plan was considered informally and rejected by the Department of Homeland Security last year. Now it appears the president is ready to square off with sanctuary cities and punish opponents in liberal strongholds.
So we always say they have open arms. Let's see if they have open arms.
President Trump says if cities are harboring illegal immigrants, then they should get more of them.
We'll bring the illegal. Really, you call them the illegals. I call them the illegals. They came across the border illegally. We'll bring them to sanctuary city areas and let that particular area take care of it.
The president had already threatened to withhold federal funding to so-called sanctuary cities that refuse to enforce federal immigration laws. New York City is a sanctuary city, as well as several cities in California, including Los Angeles and San Francisco.
It's ludicrous. It's petulant.
Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom slammed the move as political retaliation against areas refusing to bend to the president's hardline stance on immigration.
To use immigrants as pawns to put them in difficult and trying circumstances as political theater shows how low a human being can go. And this human being happens to be, sadly and tragically, the President of the United States.
But as President Trump looks ahead to 2020, immigration is an issue he uses to galvanize his base.
Sanctuary cities that get Americans killed, they're immoral.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, whose home city is San Francisco.
And it's not just another notion that is unworthy of the presidency of the United States and disrespectful of the challenges that we face as a country, as a people, to address who we are, a nation of immigrants.
The president is denying reports he offered pardons to DHS officials for breaking immigration law. He also says he'll increase the number of U.S. troops at the southern border. Michelle.
All right, Steve, thank you.
Call Halalim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, our great millstone. And peace and salutations and blessings to all you brothers out there teaching this word in truth and sincerity on the highways and hedges. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? The children of Israel, according to the Holy Bible. And you so-called white people, okay, today in this society, you are the nation of Edom. Esau is Edom. You are the red Hebrew Edomite, according to the Holy Bible. And this video, just more hell, okay? Because here it is. When you watch this, these are the sanctuary cities, right? The whole Bay Area is a sanctuary city, okay? Pretty much the whole, all the city, Los Angeles, okay? I'm not too sure about what's going on in these other places, but as you can see, these are the cultural capitals of America, right? And these people are also ideologically anti-Trump, okay, anti the so-called white man, and pro, just wicked policies, okay? Because they're not anti the so-called white man, they're anti Edomites that live in these type of Edomites, all right? Other scummy Edomites. Because that's what's happening, all right? America is completely divided, okay? And it's one part of the country wants to do it one way, the other part of the country wants to do it the other way. That's why this man Trump, he may just be, he just may be that next Hitler, okay? He's just gonna become a dictator. Because people forget Hitler, he was voted in, all right? People voted a democracy was working. They voted his party in, and his as you can see. Let me try to find him at his rallies. When you see Trump at his rallies, There's just a bunch of bug outs that just love his ass. Like, yeah. Let me try to see. There you go. See?
It's ahead to 2020. Immigration is an issue he uses to galvanize.
Yeah, look at that. Finish the wall. All right, this is no different. All right, and that whole thing with Hitler, that was just a big ploy by the elites to start what, World War III, or World War II, and you can see what's happening now. This is about to be World War III. Okay, let me get this. This is Mark 3:25. Let me say this. This is when they were accusing the Lord. This is Mark 3:23. And he called unto him and said to them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? All right, because they're saying that he was casting out Satan and Beelzebub, right? And then he breaks it down. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And that's pretty much America, all right? The kingdom of heaven is not divided against itself. It's a complete order, okay? And the kingdom of heaven is what? Within us. The elect, the 144,000. Okay? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. That's right. And the house of Esau is completely divided against itself. You got Amalek at the top, all right, the so-called Jew. And then you just got all these low-level Edomites beneath, okay? And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. That's right. And that's pretty much America right now. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. That's when you see the political climate of America today, there's always clashes, violent clashes in the streets. An example would be what happened recently in Charlottesville in Virginia, and that's in the South. And then what happened out here in Berkeley, which is here in the San Francisco Bay Area, right in San Francisco pretty much. So what's happening? Satan is completely divided against himself, and he has an end. This is the end. So you got one part of the country that despises and disdains these type of people and this type of ideology, and then they despise and disdain all those what San Francisco represents. And I'm going to show you what San Francisco represents. All right. Okay. This is a better Soma. Soma is a district in San Francisco, south of Market, and we teach. We teach in Golden Gate Park right now, but through the Spirit, we're going to be going back to Market and Powell, Lord willing. The Spirit allows it. Yahbashim Al-Shah Ratzazat. We'll be back out there, okay? And this is pretty much how it looks like all over that area, south of Market, the Tenderloin, Union Square. It's all super ran down, okay? And it says, until proven differently, the federal building at 7th and Mission is San Francisco's first safe shooting site. Just drop some experts on to oversee. Rumor, 4 Narcan turns last night. So that's when you start ODing, and then the ambulance comes in and brings you back to life and just leaves you out there on the streets. And this is how the streets of San Francisco look. Hold on. There's nothing but trash, clothes. And that's the federal building. All right? And that's a place that we kind of walk by all the time. Just paraphernalia ever, just needles, just trash, garbage. And this is a complete health hazard. And if you go up the corner around here, all you have is really what Trump called, just said, illegals selling drugs to these guys that go around the block and do the drugs. Okay? Open borders means nothing but criminality, all right? Because what's happening, what they're doing is flooding America with drugs. And that's the plan of the elites, to destroy this place. You can't stop it. You're divided against yourselves. All right, Trump, you can't stop it. All right, you make America great again. It's gonna keep flooding in, and more Edomites are gonna be on the streets just doing drugs, because the majority of these bug outs, shitting and pissing in the streets, are Edomites. All right. It says, no man, if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. Yeah, and what was that? That is is a parable, right? Our Lord said, and you can extrapolate from this about so-called white man's policy. All right, America was once a strong man and could go around and beat everybody up, but what they did, they binded him. They binded Esau to the point where his policies binded him. He can't execute his judgment. All right, especially in these sanctuary cities. All right, because you could straight up kill an Edomite accidentally, and you ain't gonna see any type of behind bars, man. All right. All you're gonna see is just Edomite super through, just majority Jake. Okay, and just drugs and poverty and homelessness, man. And this is the time of covenant. I'm gonna bring out a few more scriptures. This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to wizards. And America, you have no more hope. All right, the Lord set you up against each other. All right, because America is modern day Egypt. And you can see Esau, he's totally against himself. All right. Trump what he brought was, he's the last hurrah for Edomite supremacy, for Edomites to speak freely and pretty much for majority of that type of behavior. All right. All right. Because once Trump is out the window, but he's going to push it, actually. Right. Because all these guys, they're all controlled. They all work for the elites, all right? It's including this peon Trump, but he's a wild card, all right? And what the elites are running with, they're running with that spirit of building a wall, going against sanctuary cities, okay? Separating families, and being completely broken through. Trying to failed coups. America is out of here. It can't even have a successful coup anymore. At one point in time, America would have a coup. I'm speaking on Venezuela. America have a coup, and that country was done, man. There was a dictator up in there. All right, Pinochet, and he just killed thousands of people as soon as he got up in power, or on his way to power. Yet, you Edomites here in America, you can't do that anymore. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what's happening right now. This is the time we're in. I'm going to read this. This is Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's right. The love of many is done now. Everyone's against each other. People don't have any sympathy. People have no sympathy for the homeless. All right, and why would you? When you look how they're living, and these people that are strung out, they're abusers, they're addicts. They don't care about you. All right, they only care about one thing: is the demons on them, their God, the drug they're on, the Most High gave them up to. They don't give a damn about you, and so they'll break into your, steal your belongings. All right, they'll kill you, rob you. That's because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, and he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. That's right. Let me find that. That's 24. All right, and this is Matthew 24:4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. For ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right, so the end is not yet. These things still need to come to pass. Trump is going to bring in that R3 microchip, I believe. All right, the economic collapse is going to come. Yeah, and that whole, the IPO, the Lyft IPO, that came out. That was a big pump and dump. That's worse than the cryptocurrency. So that leads to what? More speculation and more people losing faith in investments, especially these companies that have no actual product, right? Like Lyft and Uber, right? They're just a company based upon like intelligence, which is crazy. And now all that is just gonna completely collapse. Right? The Lord's getting rid of it. It can't last any much longer. Okay. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall ye deliver you to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right? And that the beginning of sorrows, this is part of it. We're in it. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and we're still waiting on a lot of these things to pass. Right, the famine, right? We can see it. We can see people starving out there. Pestilences. The earthquakes are happening all over the world. The kingdoms are rising against each other. The nations are rising. There's wars. There's rumors of wars. This is the beginning. Let me get this. I have it right here. 2 Ezra 16:18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. That's right, and as you see more and more hell increase, you're going to see a lot more wickedness increase. People are going to get pushed. They're getting pushed to that edge, and they're not righteous. They're not part of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They don't have that wisdom, knowledge, or understanding. And more importantly, they're giving up to their own vain affections. They were meant to be destroyed. Here in America, America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, and with all these other things to play out beforehand. Right, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and we're in that time. And so Trump, with these illegals coming in, where's he going to drop them off at? He's going to drop them off at sanctuary cities, and what are they going to do? They're going to go in and start killing Edomites, all right? Eating Edomites, raping Edomites. It's going to be a straight-on race war, and you're going to lose, all right? You so-called white people. You're not going to win. You're done. You stopped being successful in the things that you do. Why? Because the Heavenly Father is bringing you down. All right? And with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai B'Shem Rakakadash. And until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.